Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Okay, so again, another short video with looking at card or two. And with this one, I just wanted to mention um, a certain religious group of people who belong to a certain religious group who are constantly pushing out that other people are bad. And I'm hearing this quite a lot more on social media at the moment, and it's getting a bit ridiculous, to be honest with you. So we've all probably heard the stories about the Satanists and stuff like that. Okay, you believe what you want to believe in that regard, all right? But I'm going more on certain people who are trying to get people to go to church. Now, there's nothing wrong with Christianity. The Christian religion and the church are, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, right? I believe that they are two different things. The Christian religion is really nice, and the people who follow that religion are generally nice people. But the church is something different. And you only have to look back in the history books as well to see the propaganda that the church has been putting out about different groups being evil because they're not belonging to the church. Really? Now, I've seen this, as I say, that there are people on social media at the moment basically saying the same thing, and all this propaganda is coming out. There's one particular person who's doing it constantly, and I'm not going to mention that person's name. The person is a member of the church, quite a strong member of the church, and has been saying basically all Muslims belong to the Muslim Brotherhood and they're all evil, they're Satanists, the Mormons are Satanists, the Jehovah's Witnesses are Satanists, the who are the others that she's mentioned. And anyway, if you may know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to mention names, as I say. But this person is constantly talking about other groups, other religions being evil. This is absolute bloody nonsense, for God's sake. You know, people are people. You're going to have good and bad in every community, regardless. We all know people who are really nice, and we all know people who are not so nice. That happens everywhere, regardless of what religion they follow or what country they're from or anything like that. But for someone to just constantly be saying that other religious groups are evil and are satanic, this isn't right. Okay, a person who's doing that is themselves satanic because they're so prejudiced and they're so brainwashed and they're so on this it is propaganda. It is trying to frighten people to get them to go to church. Well, right, stop being frightened, stop listening to these people, just look yourself. Just if you're meeting another person, regardless of what religious group they are or where they're from, it's either a nice person or a bad person. If they're a nice person, accept them for who they are. It doesn't mean that you've got to follow that religion. It doesn't mean that they've got to change their religion. It doesn't matter, right? We're people. People are the same around the world, and we just have different lives, different opinions. Right? It doesn't mean that somebody's evil because they're different. But someone who constantly saying that, then I would say to you, you really need to think about why that person is saying it constantly. That all these other religious groups are wrong or are bad. They're not. So as I say, I'm hearing it more and more, but there's one particular person who's really pushing it. And it's not on. It really isn't on. Again, it's using fear to manipulate people to try and get you to believe that the person next door to you because they might be a different culture, they might be satanic and evil. No, they bloody aren't, right? Wake up, for God's sake. Just stop allowing these people to frighten you. Stop allowing these people to have their propaganda to try and manipulate you, because that's what it is. Just manipulation, propaganda. Let's pick a card on it. They do my head in. I've got to admit, sometimes I watch that one particular person just to find out what she's saying and what's coming up next, you know, and how she's saying it. And I've got to admit, I've put some comments on the channel that she's on a lot to say what I think. But anyway, just my opinion, as I say. Let's see what comes up on the cards. And I've got one that's upside down. Okay. Nine of Cups upside down. There we go. So, Nine of Cups. That way, you've got someone who's quite well off. They look really comfortable. They look like they've got all their food. They've got their company coming. Yep, somebody that's got everything organised. Everybody's coming to see them, and they're all there with all the nice nutrients and yep, everything going nicely. But when it's upside down, this is a lonely person. Ah, that's interesting. Is that person lonely? Is that person suffering from? Well, yeah, that particular one that seems to be doing it quite a lot. She does say that she's gone through a lot of trauma in life, and that may well be possible. I also think, and again, this is only my opinion, right, that the word promotion may come into it, being promoted from one place to another with more responsibility. That, as I say, is only my opinion. I know there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with that. And there you go. So upside down, yeah, I would say a lonely person. People are not going there. People who are not, maybe the food has all gone off and it's bad. So what she's putting out and what these people are putting out is not food for thought, and is not the right type of things that we want to take on board for our own minds. You know, we need to accept people for who and what they are, and just look, if a person is a nice person, just accept them. You know, they don't need to change their religion for you. You don't need to change your religion and your beliefs for them. For God's sake, you don't need to. But don't think that just because somebody's a Muslim or a Jehovah's Witness or whatever, that they're going to be evil. No, they're not. Right? I've got family who are Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're some of the nicest people that you could ever meet. I know a lot of Muslim people, and again, they are really, really nice, decent people who go out of the way to help other people. And this is what you should be looking at, not the fact that they follow a different religion, therefore they're going to be bad. No, right? No, right? And so when you come across these people who are doing that, you know, don't take on board their prejudices. Just tell them to go bugger off somewhere else. Tell them to jump in the nearest cut. For those of you who are not in the UK, jumping in the cut means jumping the canal. You'll drown yourself, in other words. Right, let's look at a divine animal card on this as well. Let's see what comes out on this one. Oh, we've got the orca, and this is song lines. There you go. Putting ideas into your mind, and that's all it is, isn't it? Manipulation, fear, and trying to make you believe something that actually isn't real. right? And that's what these people are doing. You've got to go to church to get away from these people, otherwise you're going to be static. Oh, and if you don't go to church, yeah, one of these other groups could come and take you away, and all these, yeah, absolute nonsense, right? This is manipulation, and they're putting fear into your mind. That's exactly what is being said there. All right, so just tell them to go jump in the nearest court, really. Okay, that's what I wanted to say on that one. And remember to click subscribe and like and share if you wish to share. That's absolutely fine. Leave me some comments down below as well, whether you agree with me or not. I know there's some people who won't agree with what I've said. That's absolutely fine. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, and have a good day wherever you are in the world. Okay, bye.